Billie Eilish, Hit Me Hard and Soft, the tour live in 3D. That's a really long title. This is a theatrical concert film recorded during the latest Billie Eilish tour, during the Manchester show, co-directed by her and James Cameron, which explains the 3D part. The film is essentially a recording of the concert, intercut with behind-the-scenes bits and interviews between Cameron and Eilish. Now, I am not a big fan of Billie Eilish and her music. I do enjoy some of the songs, and she seems like an okay person, but it's just not my style of music for the most part. So, coming at this from the perspective of effectively an outsider, I was surprised by how much I enjoyed it. I think it's a really well made concert film. The thing that impressed me the most was how well it was made on a technical level. The image quality was fantastically crisp, and all of the camera setups make you feel as if you were there and not just in the room, but often on stage or below the stage or behind the stage with Billie Eilish herself. Crucially, even in extreme close ups of her, you can always still see what's going on around. It's never too close or confusing. I did think that the film contains a little too many shots of the audience members. All of them crying like maniacs. But seeing as the interviews themselves do also focus on the fans and Billie's relationship with them, how important that relationship is to her, that makes sense to include so much of that footage. So I won't complain too hard about it. I loved being able to see behind the scenes and below the stage and understand how it's all put together, all the moving parts. I also think that in terms of the editing, how the interviews are intercut with the concert footage, that's really well done in the sense of matching what is being talked about in the interview with the next song thematically. As a fan of bands, generally speaking, I thought it was interesting to hear Billie mention that she wants to be alone on that stage, that she enjoys when it's all just about her. I also appreciated how honest she gets when talking about sometimes being burned out by the tour and the fans. Musically speaking, again, not a huge fan of it all, but I do think there are some cool songs here and there. Enjoyed it more than not. And I think it's well produced, sound quality is good. The 3D effect, on the one hand, I don't think it's essential to the film, and I'm sure you'd enjoyed it quite as much in 2D. But on the other hand, there were quite a few moments, shots from the audience perspective where someone would throw their hands up or something, and I'd be convinced this was someone in the theater row in front of me, before realizing 2 seconds after, oh no, that's actually someone in the film. So it definitely works to some extent to make you forget that you're not there. One thing I want to talk about, which made me equal parts terrified and depressed, is seemingly every single person in the audience was recording the show with their phone all the time. So many phones up. It is scary to me. And while I can understand taking your phone out once or twice to take a picture, doing it to this level, to me, is a mental illness. And I've been seeing it to a slightly lesser extent on shows I went to in recent years. It's definitely been increasing. And the reason that I hate it, there are two reasons really. One is I think it fucks with your brain when you stop focusing on what's in front of you and making a memory of that with your own mind, instead looking at it through the lens of your phone screen and capturing the best angles for social media, I presume. And really, you see shots in the film where Billie comes to the edge of the stage. She comes very close to the audience, the front rows, and sort of sings directly at them. And there are people who still at that point do not maintain eye contact with the singer, but look at her 2 meters away through the screen, and they constantly just check if they have the angle right. Again, mental illness. But the second reason why I hate it is that it ruins the experience for the people behind you. I think it's very selfish to do that. When I go to the show, I don't want to see your screen in front of my face. I want to see the performers. So think about that the next time you're on a show and want to pull out your phone. But anyway, that's neither here nor there when it comes to the film itself. I really think that the film is solid, both for fans of Billie Eilish herself and just people who enjoy music and concerts. Really well put together on a technical level and an interesting closer look into the artist.